Hi people, this video is part of my series where I showcase teams from MDE Teams Guide sheet, which you can find a link to in the description. The showcase will only be showing floors 11 to 15, since the guide already gives enough information on what you should do before that. Now let us get started. Today I'm going to showcase the Rupture+Charge team from the sheet. You can see the team here, and we are continuing the Dimension Shader Yisang related footage, and he's at number 1 position in this team. The first 4 IDs are the usual IDs that you would expect from Charge teams, I would say. Dimension Shader Yisang, ADD Gregor, Ring Honglu and Ring Faust. Ring Honglu and Ring Faust aren't the main focus in this team compared to, for example, Bleed Charge and Rupture+Charge teams, since you don't get the Bleed fusion here. Instead, the focus shifts to Dimension Shader Yisang, and he's a very good ID, so there is no issue with that. He especially excels at number 1 position, and there's no reason not to put him at number 1 position in this team. And ADD Gregor is also a good Rupture+Charge ID. The rest of the IDs are just the 3 best W Corp IDs that we could put there. They are still very good IDs. Well, W Otis not so much, but W Heathcliff and W Dawn, they will clash better than Ring Honglu and Ring Faust for sure. They will have worse damage, especially because it's single target. But if you don't go to packs with too many enemies, then W Heathcliff might outdamage Ring Faust, for example. Though you shouldn't really be doing that, since the first 4 IDs are AoE IDs, especially Dimension Shader Yisang, the main focus, so you would rather prefer packs with either multiple enemies or with bosses that have multiple parts, for example. Since W Heathcliff is not shardable, you might have to substitute him. There aren't really any other good Rupture+Charge ID options to replace him. Well, there is W Mersault, but you won't really want to use him. So it's better to replace him, like substitute him with a Rupture ID, I would say. You can't use a different Charge ID because then you would have to remove Ring Honglu or Ring Faust. So the best options are Mao Ryoshu or Mao Otis, I would say. Mao Faust also requires, well, substituting Ring Faust, so there is that. Of course, if you are missing those Ring IDs, then Mao Faust is a very good substitute option. And there is Queen of Hatred Dawn, but she's not really an amazing option. She's definitely objectively a worse option than W Dawn, and you would only go for her if you don't have W Dawn, or if you have her but don't have her upgraded, I guess. But you still have Queen of Hatred Dawn, I guess. In that case you can use her, but beware that she will be a bit unstable because of the SP mechanic. There is W Yisang mentioned, but of course you would have to remove Dimension Shader Yisang from this team to use him, which, well, if you don't have him, then yeah, sure, you can use W Yisang, but otherwise it's not really that good of an option. For backup IDs, you can be a little bit confused because it has Rupture and Poise symbols. It's because of Moon in the Water and a Flower in the Mirror Ego gifts. If you have all of your backup IDs as Rupture or Poise IDs, you can get up to plus 40% critical damage from those gifts, and we are going for those for that pack. And they also increase the Poise generation of the team, so you can get your crits faster. You can benefit from Clear Mirror, Calm Water Ego gift faster, etc. So that is why we have Rupture or Poise IDs listed as backup options. Of course, you are not forced to use the IDs that are listed. The ones that are listed are just the best options in case you actually have to use them on field, I suppose. And otherwise, if you only care about Starlights, then you can rotate them for random Rupture or Poise IDs. That's what I would do, to be honest, because I don't think this team really needs backups that much. This team should be absolutely fine on its own in MDE, and we'll see how the team performs in the footage, I suppose. Yeah. In terms of the trials, I don't want final power. Flash power plus 3 is also not good, so we'll go for this. Would be better if this enemy level up was here and not there, so that we could get an additional epic gift, but well, this is alright. I will show the packs that we'll go to, the echo gift that we'll be going for on the screen. This time I actually included line 5 in the guide, so yeah. Well, Fairy Tale is one of the packs that we need, and it's right there, so let's go to it.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
I didn't show the backups, but I just had random Rupture point IDs to rotate for Starlight. We can see the fusions. We have the standard Rupture fusions, standard Charge fusions, Charge fusions from Murder on the Warp Express packs, and also the Rupture fusion from Nocturnal Sweeping pack. And I can slowly show the eco gifts. I got Fates pretty early on, so that's pretty nice. I got some of the, all of the status, the tier 4 gifts. Well, not all of them. I think I'm missing Glimpse of Flames, but it doesn't matter that much. I have Ancient Effigy, Piece of Relationship, Pulse Hello, Snake Slow. That's a W Core fusion. This is a bit rare to get because it's keywordless from Amnestic Experience pack, so that's also there. Lunar Memory is there. This is also a keywordless gift that you don't get too much, and it gives 20% damage to Gregor and Yisang. And if one of them died, the other one gets a coin power boost, I guess. That's niche, but can be useful. And I also got this fusion, which I don't get often either. Also a keywordless fusion from ACB Checkup pack. For Gregor and Yisang, it gives offense level plus 3 and 40% damage with skill 3, so that's pretty nice. There's also some offense level stuff, but that doesn't matter that much. This is the bigger parts, I would say. And yeah, I also got Grey Coat just now, so I guess I was missing that the whole time.
양반이 떠올랐어요.
노력은 가상하지만 전이 시퀀스 작동. 지원하지.
양반이 떠올랐어요.
It's floor 11, so there's not really too much need to think.
출력 형태 변경. 잘 튀겨줘.
Those two just killed it anyway.
지원하지.
Well, I could continue win rating, but I want to focus on that body part, and the AoE will reach these two body parts as well. And he has 3 body parts, which means he is vulnerable against this team, I guess you could say. As you can see, Sang alone already does most of the damage. Okay, Gregor does good damage too.
거기서 지켜보시죠. 파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
동강 내주기! 끝났으니까!
보여드려야겠군요.
예술적이네요.
예술을.
The subnormality also has 2 parts. Well, the previous one had 3, but still, multiple parts is always good. In this team, Ring Kongo and Ring Faust will be clashing the least. but you can usually just leave your flashes to Yisang and Gregor. And W Heathcliff and W Dawn are also very reliable clashers if you need to clash. W Ult is a little bit weaker, but well, you don't have that much choice there, I suppose. I mean, I guess you could use Mao ultis instead of W ultis, but from our testing it was worse. So, especially since we're getting less benefit from the W prop fusion. This increases damage of all W prop IDs and also Dimension Shatter Isang, because he counts for that fusion. Well, that was a fast and easy pack. We went to this pack for plus 20% damage, and also after using charge count you regain half of it. So that's also pretty nice. And yeah. I was missing special contracts, I could go for it. We definitely don't want final and base power, so I guess we'll go for this. I can get the tier 4 vestige, special contract, and any level up +2, so I can also get an additional equigift choice. I was missing this too, so I can also get that. Pretty nice. Now, I do want to go to line 5, but I would prefer to see Shatterbound Cannon here. Other than line 5, there is Ricardo, but it's only useful for W Heathcliff, so we might skip it as well. I might want to go to Quad Purple, or line 3 packs. I guess Quad Purple? I can think of going here or not later.
열차 상태 확인.
This pack can be a bit of an issue if you fight it in higher floors,
감상은 어떤가요?
but in floor 12 it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And this team has a lot of AoE, so that should also be very helpful here. As you can see with Hongo's damage. It's not too much, but it's just turn 1.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다. 도약, 성공, 분망을
보여드려야겠군요.
예술적이네요.
예술을.
지원하지.
You could also just win rate, but I've realized that sometimes win rate doesn't do it here. No, it doesn't. But sometimes for Dimension Shatter Isang, for some reason, win rate prefers skill 1 or skill 3, or skill 2 or skill 3. I don't want it to do that, so I would rather just chain all the skill 3s like this.
감상은 어떤가요?
That's decent clashing, considering that we have 0 secret bosses.
차원을 반추하겠어. 사색의 차원을 반추하겠어.
Since we can regain the charge count, we can... Oh. Okay. Since he can regain the charge count, he can also just use skill 3-2 again, and he doesn't have a limit on skill 3-2. It just, you know, you can do it again and again, unlike Gregor. Here it says once per... no, wait, not his. Here, once per turn for the skill 3-2. Yisang doesn't have that, so I suppose you can just spam it.
출력 형태 변경. 노력은 가상하지만 고만고만하군.
Oh.
삼성의 교정.
Did he not regain the charge count? Maybe he didn't get enough.
지원하지.
He regains half of it, not all of it, so I guess there can be cases where it cannot do it twice.
파우스트 정해졌어.
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 채워냅니다. 왜 이제야 친해졌나요?
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 기억조차 못하는 이름. 물정과 삼성.
Again, he only did it once.
지원하지. 행성지는 정해졌어. 사색의 차원을 반추하겠어.
Having some good AoE is really useful in this pack.
지원하지.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하도록.
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 물정과 삼성의 교정. 기억 불망할 이름. 출력 형태 변경. 고만고만하군.
Oh, that's the end of the pack. Went for this pack for this gift, which I guess gives a revive to Yisang if he ever dies, as opposed to a secret boss probably. So that's useful. Of course it's only for number 1 ID, but still. We'll go for these, so first level 3 and 5. And additional choice. Neither of these really matter too much. I guess this can benefit double hit clip if I upgrade it. So if I remember to upgrade it, right? 9.5 with Shutterbound Cannon. I guess we go there.
이름의 통로를 설치하여 내도하지 못할 곳으로.
Section 2. Okay. In terms of gifts, I got all 3 of the gifts from 9.5. I also remember to upgrade this. I also upgraded this slash one here, because we have slash IDs too in these spots. So that's also nice. And yeah. For this pack, if you want to, you can just use... Okay, wait. You can't clash that. If you want to, you can just use like an AoE ego, for example. Wait, not him. Tears of the Tarnished Blood. Is that my only option here? I guess I got no ego gift for Sins, so for the Sin generation. Okay. Well, if you did have those ego gifts, yeah, you could go for an... wait. I could go for an AoE spam, like this. Yeah, not doing that today. I prefer to not use egos in my runs as much as possible.
암호 시동 체크.
He almost lost that flash. Oh, good thing that he didn't. These enemy Pekatulum are a bit squishy, so they can easily die to 1 or 2 AoE egos.
공간을 뭉갠다.
동강 내주기.
지금 지금이 기회인 것 같소.
Hopefully Yi-sang deals good damage here.
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어.
Well, I guess the last hit was okay, but
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
I guess it's because of the shield, but it doesn't matter.
틈새에 잡아올까요?
보여드려야겠군요.
예술적이네요.
왜냐면 예술을.
지원하지.
They're corroding, but since we are faster, it doesn't matter that much. Wait. Oh yeah, Grigor got staggered because of that. Do this. Someone else can clash that, so that, you know, Yi-sang kills it. And we don't even see the eagles.
영감이 떠올랐어요.
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어.
Now that's actually decent damage, yeah? Compared to last turn.
지원하지.
Now here, I guess we can just do that. Sure. Gregor is back. I guess even Honglu can win clashes now. You can see the clashing difference between 46 here and 63 for W Dome, yeah. Still we are going for ring IDs because of their damage mostly.
신체파의
Even if
예술을
their clashing
보여줄
is
시간이랍니다.
subpar.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고
If there were
저의 살로 채워내.
good, like better charge ID options, we would go for them. Especially Rupture Charge ID options, but
도약.
they don't exist, so. I guess we go for them now, for damage.
사색의 차원을
Of course they
반추하겠어.
clash fine in Bleed Charge and Rupture Bleed Charge teams, but we don't have Bleed here. And we don't have their fusions here
출력
either,
변경.
because we don't go for those anymore.
그만하고. 잘 지켜줬군.
That's good damage.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료. 승객 복원 준비.
지원하지.
Yi-sang can clash. Pulse can do the same thing, I guess. Neutral. Blazing Strike. Don't clash. Okay. Really? It clashes that high. Alright. I guess Hit Clip can hit it and W Dome can. But they're at the same speed. I don't know which one goes first. Let's do this then. Then it's guaranteed that W Hit Clip goes first. I can check it with these, but it shows one by one. I don't really want to look at that.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하도록.
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 기억조차 못하게. 출력 형태 변경. 그만하고. 잘 지켜줬군. 좌표를 갱신하는 망할. 도약. 망할.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
Having Evi
저희
is
뼈로
nice here as well.
틈을 잡고 이제야 친해졌나요?
지원하지.
And well, this guy dies very easily from what I remember. Just, you know, flash all of his skills and deal damage. What I just said summarizes most of Limbo's complaint, doesn't it? Anyway,
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
출력 형태 변경. 잘 지켜줬군. 사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 도약 성공.
공간을 뭉갠다.
파우스트, 신체 파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 채워놓은
I guess 50 is
외면의
fine
예술
still.
8번의 도끼. 나쁘지 않아요.
한 쌍의 상황볼과
For clashing.
24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
Well, we didn't have much issues with that either. Obviously, we don't want final or base power, so we'll go for this. Also, tier 4 vestige. That's nice. Tier 3 vestige is better than these. 46 adversity. I guess I can go to Ricardo. And then we'll see what we'll finish with.
우동한 자가 없다면 내가 해결해야겠지.
Well, we still don't have a secret boss gift, right? I just had random gifts, so there's not much to show, but I just wanted to show again that, you know, there's no secret boss gift here hidden somewhere. I wish there was, but yeah. Honku can still clash, I guess, but I would rather leave the clashes to more reliable IDs, especially since we only have to clash 5 times. Okay, I forgot how bad Otis was.
이번
I guess
차량을
I'll
정리한
just
후에
do
답드리겠습니다.
that. This should work. Ricardo only has one
암호
counter,
시동 체크.
which is, well, much easier to manage than Matthias,
한
yes.
쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
이겨. 동강 내주기.
Hisang also has a revive, so he shouldn't die to that counter.
파우스트,
If Hisang is the
신체
fastest and
파의
he goes
예술을
first.
보여줄 시간이랍니다.
사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 통상 배터리 전위 시퀀스 작동. 좌표를
First turn damage is really not the greatest, but Charge gets most of its offense level buffs from turn 2, so
공간을
I guess it
뭉갠다.
makes sense. Oh, okay. That was a bad roll.
보여드려야겠군요.
예술적이네요.
외면의 예술을.
지원하지.
Now there should be no problems.
행선지 정해졌어. 사색의 차원을 반추하겠어. 기억조차 못하게.
Oh,
지원하지.
Ricardo. Can we focus on Ricardo? He has a lot of striker threshold still. And Hisang does have the, what's called, revive gift, as I've said. So I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, you cannot do that. Heathcliff should be able to clash that. Yes, okay. I guess he's the third fast clasher in this team.
충전
He
기능
kind of left the others, but
단숨에 정리한다.
I guess the AoE can
사색의 차원을
damage them.
반추하겠어.
Maybe stagger them, maybe kill them. Well, we got staggered.
출력
The,
형태
the
변경.
gift I think only works if he is at 0 HP. So he should stay staggered.
잘 지켜줬군.
Well, that should be fine.
한 쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는
I thought the counter would deal more damage, to be
멜로디가
honest, but it didn't.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Man, Otis is so bad.
파우스트,
Can we remove Otis?
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고
Not from the team, but from the game, maybe.
외면의 예술.
She's not that bad. Arguable.
용강 내주기.
Heathcliff gets so much healing in this team. He's practically immortal.
지원하지.
Okay, well, we didn't have to attack the others, as you can see. And Ricardo doesn't even have a counter here. I think I will clash that with Gregor, and the rest can just do this. It doesn't end the turn or anything, right? It doesn't, no. Okay.
충전 기능 점검.
들리세요?
단숨에 점령.
한 쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
출력 형태 변경. 잘 지켜줬군.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 채워넣는 외면의 예술.
Even on single targets, Ring IDs deal decent damage, I guess.
용강 내주기. 끝났으니까.
All of this just to give one more coin power to Heathcliff. Because that's what the gift does. Blunt attack type base kills coin power +1. That's it. The rest of this doesn't matter. Well, he still wants a better clasher, so I guess it's not a bad thing. We don't want final or base power. Clash power is, well, alright to take, especially compared to final or base power, so we go for those. And that should be 6th adversity. Where do we end? Well, I don't think I want to do what's called Riddle of Infinity again. This also takes too long. I want to finish it fast, to be honest. There's Riddle of Infinity. Okay, that's too many. I could do Virgilius. I was refreshing for maybe they hang. Let's see. I guess we do Virgilius. I don't think the others are easier than Virgilius, so let's go. Well, we got 0 circuit bosses.
이름의 통로를 설치하여
I could redo the run until I get a circuit boss, but I don't want to do that, to be honest. And the 0 circuit boss run is still good data for the MDE team's guide, so I'll show the gifts once again since it's the final floor. There's Faith in there. You can see the various gifts. Piece of Relationship is there, obviously. These two gifts are there, which are a bit more rare to get. And yeah. 0 circuit bosses. Let's see how our clashes. Dominating, neutral there. I guess we can leave that to Yisang. Or not. Okay. He will clash much higher than this because he's actually using skill 3 too. Here in the clashing it just shows the skill 3 clashing. I want to offset this, maybe with Otis. I don't want him to evade, and well, somebody has to clash that. I don't want the first clash to be that. W Heathcliff should be clashing high as well. So if he wins the clash. Also I did, you know, heal the Sinner's SP in the shop. I think it's always good to do that in floors 14 and 15. I don't think I did it in last floor, I don't remember. But I did it in this floor. It's better for the clashes. Okay, well, I kind of expected that. I don't think you can... If either of them goes unopposed, they will be clashing with this clashable counter. But I guess losing to that isn't too much of a deal, right? Now you can lose to that, but Faust can still deal damage. And we are offsetting the evade.
충전 기능 점검.
It has been a long time since I fought Virgilius, actually, in MDE.
통상 배터리 전이 시퀀스 작동.
Oh, yep. It's actually a bit closer than I thought, but he did lose to that. He has unbreakable still.
한숨의 상황골과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
Did Virgilius have 2 parts? I actually don't remember that, if he did or not. If the bear is considered 2 parts. I should check that in second turn. Oh yes, unbreakable coins. I didn't see those, but not much of an issue really.
사색의 차원을 만추하겠어.
I mean, this also just means that Virgilius is a very easy boss, but still I've seen some teams that struggled against him in floor 15. Of course those were bad teams. Well, worse teams than Rupture+Charge for sure. And also, what's called? They also had no secret bosses.
보여드려야겠군요. 왜냐면 예술을
지원하지.
Oh, this one is a separate body part, yeah. So we should be able to hit both of those. I kind of hate Otis. I will use Surge just for offsetting that. Now he clashes much lower because of the offense and defense level down on the fires. Let's do this. That. I guess both of you can go for that. Maybe you. There is no paralyze on him and still all of the clashes are showing dominating. In fact, Virgilius is clashing so low. Was he always that easy?
암호 시동 체크.
I don't remember.
사색의 차원을 만추하겠어.
Did I ever actually fight him this current season? Maybe I'm just remembering him from last season. Last season too, he wasn't too difficult, but still. It wasn't like this, from what I remember.
잘 지켜줬군.
Or maybe Rupture+Charge is just that good, yeah? I don't think it is, you know. It's still one of the best teams, but Rupture+Charge, Bleed Poise are better. Burn Tremor might be better. That's a bit debatable. I would say the Rupture+Charge is better because, well,
저의 뼈로 등을 잡고
Charge IDs just get much more healing. It's much better like, in terms of survivability. And there's also a lot of AoE still. Burn Tremor has issues with the AoE a little bit. Faust fixed that, but there's only Faust there. Anyway, I think Virgilius is about to die.
내주지.
Not this turn, but maybe next turn.
지원하지.
Well, it was technically next turn. I guess we can see the damage graphs, and it will be mostly Isang. Yeah, half of the damage was from Isang.
늦지도 않았어. 다행이다.
If we went to more like AoE packs, packs with AoE, these two would be dealing more damage. If we went to Brittle of Infinity, these two would have higher damage here. All of the IDs would have higher damage. Brittle of Infinity just inflates the damage graph. I could have gone for that pack just for that, but you know, I wanted to finish it a little bit faster, I suppose. But yeah, as you can see, Gisang definitely deserves the #1 position in this team. Heathcliff and Dawn were doing fine, both in terms of clashing and damage. I don't know what to say about Otis. Let's wait for these, I suppose. Yeah, my next video should be Sinking Charge. I will try to do that. Well, I will have the time, so I will definitely do it before Sink East Honglu releases. And after he releases, we'll see what happens with the teams. And he shouldn't change anything in Bleed Burn Poise team, because you don't want to lose Ring Honglu as a sacrifice, right? But you can make a new variation of Bleed Burn Poise with him that doesn't use Pecot IDs. So I can have that as an alternative variation. Of course it needs to be tested, of course we need to confirm that he's burn poise, etc. But you'll see that next week, yeah? And before that I will do a Sinking Charge video. That should be the last video regarding Dimension Shadow Isang. You can see the trials here. Did I get... I do have some base power, like one base power trial there. Except of course, yeah. Full graces. You can see the guide, check the guide for the floor packs. And yeah, I think this was a very good Zero Circuit boss run, yeah? We had no issues, I would say. I mean, did you ever see me lose a clash? I think, okay, Ring Honglu lost a clash against Bergius's clash pool counter, but what else? Like, there's like 2-3 clashes I've lost this entire run. Starlight is negative, but that's because I didn't have much loadout bonus, because this is my actually like 4th or 5th Rupture+Charge run. A few of them were test runs, because we were, you know, testing different packs. And then another one was a failed run, not because of the team, not because of the like run itself, but because of my incompetence. I forgot to record the screen, so it was just me talking with clashing sounds in the background. That's, I guess, that would literally be second monitor content, yeah, but in a actual literal way. So yeah, if I didn't have those before, if this wasn't my like 4th or 5th Rupture+Charge run, I might have, you know, done a new run since we got Zero Circuit bosses, but I think it's still good data, right? That you can see that, okay, this team's still good even if I get unlucky and get Zero Circuit bosses, right? If you just, you know, follow the guide, get the ego gifts, etc. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, which should be Sinking Charge, and after that we'll see about Sink East Honglu, yeah? Goodbye.